Welcome to Color Folk Anime, where we talk about anime from a colorful perspective. At least today, we'll be talking a little bit more than anime. I'm with a couple friends here. I got Kris.
Hi.
And Malcolm.
Hello, hello.
Jordan is out for today. That's all I got to say. He should be back next week, I think. But we're so excited to be able to be back and to be in your ear if you're on the podcast, in your face if you're watching on YouTube. By the way, subscribe on YouTube. We got like 20 subscribers. I'm grateful for all 20 subscribers that they go on all the videos and they like and they watch, and that's super dope. But hey, man, if we can get that subscriber count up, just share the video as soon as you get the notification for it. Go ahead and share it and tell your friend, hey, some color folk talking about anime. Maybe don't say that if you're not colored.
Yeah.
Because that could get awkward. Progress, people. Follow us on Instagram, where things are popping at. Always got the stuff going on in our stories. We're gonna drop a link for on our link tree. We got a link. All our links are there for our Discord. If you want to be a part of the conversation, be in our Facebook group where we have memes galore. It is the most entertaining thing to watch throughout the week. Is I go on my Facebook and I see somebody's posting something new, and also support. You can support us through Anchor. You can also support us through Anchor. We don't have like our Patreon set up yet or anything like that.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Did I get through everything promotionally? I think so. How's everybody doing today? It's just us three.
Pressed. No, I'm just playing. I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm tired.
You don't even do anything.
What?
She doesn't even have a job, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, whatever. There are days I wish. No. Yeah, I'm just tired. Work's been a lot. We've been trying to hire a part-timer, but I think we found a good one. Hey. So, yeah. But it's been rough.
It's been a lot.
It's been rough. I've been working like 9-10 hour days and stuff.
I was in a meeting with my supervisor the other day at my day job and my work. I ain't gonna tell you where I work at.
Same.
You don't need to know all that.
A place
trying to give me, hey, this guy's making podcasts. They know,
right.
But I don't tell them when
Try
this
not
comes
to be
out.
found.
Right. And I was in the office with my supervisor. He was like, yo, so how many hours you? No, I'm salary, so hours is a relative thing. There we go.
Salary life.
Salary.
Hey, let's go.
Salary gang. You're going to catch me by the hour.
Left the office early yesterday.
Y'all, them niggas be taking advantage of me, the fuck.
Yeah, I got a whole hourly thing.
You cog that. You hold the whole thing together, kind of, so you got to put in the work.
I was in the office, and he's like, so, like, how many hours are you at, like, this week? He's like, are you, like, 40? I'm like, well, I'm like 50, 60 hours a week. And he's like, wow, okay. Because I mean, the thing is hourly work is, wait, I don't want to disrespect anybody that works
we
salary.
Looking down on you niggas.
No, but like, yo, man, I work for this. I had a state job. That's all I'm going to say, a government job. And you're a slave, bruh. Like, you call in sick. What are you doing? Where you at? You all right? Bring that excuse back when you come back. Don't come back without that excuse.
I hated that. I'm like, I'm not paying $200 for a doctor to tell me to go home and rest. I know that. I got a cold.
I'm just gonna go home and rest.
Right.
That's hilarious. See,
I'm not
my
doing
job
that.
is so cool.
So I was like, I'm going to go to work and cough on all your merchandise. Is what I'm going to do.
Don't overtalk me, man.
Fuck you.
No. You're not going to overtalk me over here.
So that was a Kevin Samuels callback to the pre-podcast. You were saying about
I hate you, nigga.
Yo, what?
What were you saying, sir?
No, well, my job is so cool. They're like, you worked a lot. You worked extra hours. Why don't you go home early today? That's the type of job I got, so I love it.
That'd be nice.
Must be nice.
I know. I did have so before this I was hourly, but I wasn't like a manager. No. I was salary, but I wasn't a manager. And so he very much had the thing like, you done with your work? All right, go home. And I was like, this is so beautiful.
Yo, I had to.
And now I don't have that. Now it's like, it's your responsibility for all this work to get done. And so you're the only person that can stay long, so you stay long.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm
Yeah.
because I have a supervisor, but I am a supervisor technically. So everything falls on me, buddy.
Like from the top and the bottom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm very interested. Before we get to our main segment, what are y'all reading and watching? I feel like Jordan would have said it cooler.
And
But what?
playing or whatever.
Right.
too.
Right. What are you reading,
I say that
watching,
about
playing? And if you watching this video, you can definitely throw it in the comment section as well. I haven't been able to touch my Nintendo Switch since my wife downloaded Animal Crossings on it. It hasn't.
Wait,
I haven't.
do you play too though?
I never play Animal Crossing.
No?
I'm making a
I mean,
peanut
I
butter
see
and
that.
jelly
I also
sandwich and a
have
cup of coffee as I do at night. I'm old, so like that's like a treat for me, like a cup of coffee and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh my
And I
God.
walk in the living room, my dog's on the couch and my wife is in the recliner playing Animal Crossing. Like clockwork. It's like at least
That's cute.
like an hour a day, but she loves it. But anyways.
That's cute.
But other than that, I guess all I did was prepare for this pod. So I went to the movies with Jordan, host, and Frankie, former host, to see Demon Slayer, Mugen Train. So I had to read the manga to kind of catch up because I was way behind. Because I stopped like episode 21.
After the spider shit?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
which is cool because that's when things kind of. I mean, that's a cool little bit, but
Yeah.
that's when things kind of get a little more interesting. You get more
Yeah,
characters
yeah.
that are actually powerful. But anyways, other than that, yeah, that's pretty much all I've done. I still back in Reader Zero. Haven't caught too much up into it to be like surprised by anything yet. But yeah. How about y'all? Reading, watching, playing.
What have I? I mean, I've been reading. I finally caught up on Solo Leveling, and I hate
Hey, yeah.
it. I love Solo Leveling. I hate that I'm caught up because now I have to like, is the new chapter?
You gotta be on Reddit like.
I hate it. I hate it.
Where
Oh
the
my
leaks?
gosh. The new episode came out this last Wednesday, and I'm at work and like they're on Discord like, oh, the new chapter's out or whatever, and this one looks good, and I'm like, fuck. And so I was like, yeah, I need to actually take a lunch break and read this. So me and my banana and Solo Leveling at lunch at work. I hate being caught up. I have books that I've not finished reading because I just don't want them to end. I have problems. I know I do. but it's
what?
just like
What book have you not finished?
Okay, so there's one in particular. So BJ Novak wrote a compilation of short stories. I can't even remember what it's called. It's like a few things or a few little things. I can't even remember what it's called.
But they're
anymore.
short stories.
But they're short
And they're
stories.
not
it's
connected.
some of them are, some of them aren't. But it's just a collection of these wonderful stories that he's written, and it fills your soul, honestly. And he wrote for The Office and stuff like that or whatever. So it's always a little bit comedic and stuff. I got maybe 3 or 4 stories from the end and stopped.
What?
Something in me stopped. It just stopped because I was like, I don't know. I didn't.
You have commitment issues? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Maybe. I am single, so maybe that's it.
Let me add, I want to add to my bad. I didn't want to get over
No,
this.
no, that yeah.
2 things I did want to add because I am actually watching other things, just not anime. K-drama called The Abyss. It's on Netflix. It is hilarious because as all K-dramas are, has a bit of drama, bit of romance, bit of humor, and all the weird K-drama stuff in between. Love K-dramas. But it's a great show about, I mean, I guess I can spoil it because the first episode, this guy tries to commit suicide but dies accidentally. Because he changed his mind, but he still
That's the
dies.
most K-drama thing.
Very much a K-drama
Boy,
thing. He wakes up as his soul representation of himself, but he's like flesh, and he was this ugly dude, and now he like the guy, and so he gets this orb the abyss is what they call, and he could actually, and that's what they use to these random alien people who are actually Korean looking folk and they don't look like aliens. And they use this orb to resurrect him, and so he has the power to resurrect anybody.
Oh.
And so that's when all hell breaks loose because
I'm assuming there's a person he wants to resurrect.
Oh, so it's like this murder mystery bit to it, and it's like, and then that's where it gets really interesting as well. And then a bunch of people start resurrecting out of nowhere, and it doesn't make sense, but then it makes sense, but then it doesn't make sense because it's a K-drama. And then the other thing I watched that I ain't gonna spoil, but I was disappointed in was Death and Robots. Y'all ever watch that?
No, what is
No,
that?
I was thinking about watching this though.
Season 1 is fire.
Death
Season
and
1 is amazing.
Robots?
So it's look at you ever watch Black Mirror?
Yes.
It's like animated Black Mirror almost.
It's not like a mech.
No,
I'm not watching it if it's
no. So like I mean,
I
some
won't
of them
be tricked anymore.
Some of them are because of the style of animation and pretty much it's different authors and animators for each one.
Oh, okay.
And they're all anthologies. It's not connected. Some of them are lighter. Some of them are darker. Some of them are mech-ish.
Okay.
But some of them are like just future-ish kind of things or whatever. And so me and my wife, we love the first season, but the second season came out. We was like, it's all right. It's cool. You know, I ain't mad at it, but you know, it wasn't like keeping me at the screen. But anyways, yeah. Malcolm, what you reading, watching, playing?
Not reading anything. Watching. I'm catching up on Boruto because I quit like 3 months ago. I just couldn't take it anymore. But they're starting to do the car art, so I'm watching it and catching up on Jujutsu Kaisen.
How you like that?
I like it, but I don't think I'm deep enough in to really.
Wait, which episode are you at?
Oh, shoot. 8-ish?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so.
You said you're not into it yet?
I don't think I'm deep enough. I mean, kind of just, what's the teacher name? The best one out of all?
Gojo?
Yeah, so I'm at the point where he kind of revealed his overarching plan to overtake everything or whatever. Spoilers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean,
but you the late one this time, so I think it's all right.
I am but you know, people.
Yeah.
They be wanting you about spoiler alert for an anime that came out 20 years ago, nigga. This is your fault at this point.
So I'm just catching up on those type of things.
Oh, go ahead. No, I was just gonna say I like Jujutsu Kaisen, but somebody did something. It kind of spoiled it not spoiled it, but like they did a direct comparison to Naruto, and I can't unsee it. Like with the style of mentor, with the main character, I was like, this is the girl. I'm like, no, I don't want to. I want to look at it as an individual anime that's unique.
That one. Okay.
I was like, whoa, no.
I feel like I wonder if anybody will like. It's like that Jujutsu Kaisen has a Neji.
Yeah.
But hopefully they don't hoe him in the same way.
Yeah.
You know, we can only have better hopes.
Yeah.
For him.
He shouldn't have died at all.
He's kind of more. Well, no, I guess they were both assholes in the beginning though. So never mind. Neji and the dude from this one. Don't ask me to know people's names. The one that's like Neji in Jujutsu Kaisen. They're both kind of assholes in this beginning bit. So there's that.
Yeah.
No, but have anything else, Stuart?
No, I'm just kind of scrolling through because I have time now because of the school years.
Oh yeah.
So
summertime.
I got time, so I'm just kind of clicking on stuff and
I miss that shit, man.
What, summer?
Yeah, summer's where I have to do shit. Responsibilities. What are those?
Yeah, I think I get like half a summer this summer because my work isn't the same. We're real quick funny topic before we get our actual topic. Only because I brought it up before and I want to y'all seeing this Kwame Brown stuff that's going on? And I don't want to
I
get.
don't have social media. So
You don't have social
no.
media. What?
You got YouTube though. It's all on YouTube.
Why would that be in my suggested?
Because you watch Kevin Samuels, and that's the natural progression.
Okay, explain to me who Kwame, in which I immediately wanted to say Kauai. Kwame,
you better watch your mouth.
Kwame Brown. Well, that's what I used to call is Kawhi Leonard and Little Seasoning Salt when they were playing together.
Wow.
Yep. I was like, look at Little Seasoning Salt go.
Malcolm, what's going on with Kwame Brown?
Kyle Lowry.
Yes.
Yo.
Yes, I am. He's
Salt.
forever Little Seasoning Salt to me.
That's hilarious. Shout out to the Toronto Raptors. Kwame Brown is a former first round number 1 pick in the NBA. He was out of high school, so it'd have been the first number 1 overall draft pick over high school. He was like a specimen, like 6'11", like 260 out of high school. And like could move and all that.
His poor mother.
And Jordan was the owner of the Wizards who drafted him number 1. And he kind of was seen as a bust, which we might get attacked now because that's been his...
Right, yeah, no.
But
No, you weren't.
But that's how he's viewed in the NBA. And so he was a butt of a lot of jokes. Like, literally. Like, if you couldn't play, they compared you to Kwame Brown.
Yeah.
Like, that's how bad it was. And so they was just laying in. He was a 17-year-old kid when he first came in. So they're just laying into him. And he took it all on the chin like a champ. Like, he never talked anything, but there's a podcast that has, like, Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson on it. And Gilbert Arenas was on it. And Gilbert Arenas was his teammate. And so his name came up in a trade rumor that was supposed to be like 2 players for another player called Elton Brand. I'm sorry.
Elton Brand, yep.
And they made the joke like it wasn't a trade for 2 players, it was a trade for 1 player.
Yeah.
Cutting out Kwame Brown.
Oh.
So he heard it. And I guess that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Why do you think that was it, right? Because like you said, it's been for a long time. Kwame Brown has been the butt of some jokes.
He hasn't been doing anything to anybody. So
right,
this is
right,
the first
right.
time his name's probably been said in 10 years, and that's how you bring it up. Like unprovoked.
Resurrecting an old
like
joke.
But this is,
basically.
but he's going on like, no disrespect to Kwame Brown, but these are like in the car, Derek Jackson length rants. Like that's what he's going on, like talking about people.
Oh my God.
But that's what he's doing. He's in the car
But
going
he's in.
in.
The car a lot. He's in his garage, but I mean,
That is always interesting to me why people feel like, you know what's a good vlogging spot? My car.
well, he owns a lot of land. He might be driving to a different part of his land. It could be a thing. But basically he's in his car. It's all like short little live. Well, not short,
Right.
but it's all like live videos. So it ain't like a podcast setup or nothing.
He needs to start a pod.
He
Now
needs to.
at this point, because he got a lot of thoughts. I listen for sure,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm hanging on to every word, but he makes good points because like they brought him up unprovoked in a negative light, and this thing is like all the like black talking heads on TV basically use their position and down black people, but they never pour the same energy into a white dude,
Right.
like that might suck or done something bad or whatever. But they pour a lot of energy when it's a black dude. So he's trying to switch up that type of narrative and stuff.
Yeah, because it's problematic. I think platforms like this. Even we talked about. By the way, a lot of people agree with our Yasuke take.
Yeah.
But like even in that, right? It's like, hey, I'm not trying to assassinate the creator's character. I'm just saying, hey, this art just isn't good. Or even if it's basketball, right? If if LeBron is good, LeBron is good. I don't have to talk about all these other things in public. That's family talk. That's not for the greater public to kind of know all this stuff and downing people behind us, or downing people. Like, that's the Kwame Brown thing. It's like, all right, if you gonna make them jokes, that's cool, but I don't think they need to be that public, or at least that's not a good look. I don't know.
Well, not even public, but it's like why'd you bring them up?
Right.
like at least you could just look that it was a trade for 2 players, but you just
you've been like, well, yeah, that's not in good taste at all.
But yeah, Kwame Brown had Jordan, who stuck it to him, and then went to the Lakers with Kobe.
Yeah.
So you got these 2 dudes, one after another, that relentless and will grind you into the ground.
Right.
if you don't do what they say, or they don't feel like that you on their level.
Right.
So, but he like I said, he was taking it like a trooper until this past couple of days, and he just unleashing on everybody that say his name. He the new Candyman.
So yeah, I only said it 2 times. I only said his name twice.
Man.
But yeah, no, that's insane. With that, we'll go to our main topic. We're talking about Demon Slayer. I'm just gonna call it the Mugen Train. I'm not gonna try to pronounce the prefix that kind of goes before it. So that it was released on April 23rd. It grossed $469.9 million.
Worldwide?
Now, worldwide. I don't know how much it costs, but I assume it probably didn't cost that much, as much to make. It has 97% Rotten Tomatoes to date.
99%?
97%.
Oh, 97.
Which is interesting because Rotten Tomatoes, they don't typically treat anime great. It's not like a lot of anime titles that come out, but there's just certain things that they don't, like they don't usually rate horror films well. They don't usually give anime films like the great.
It's
they'll give
like
animated.
The critics don't get it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the fact that it's 97%, I think that's very interesting. And so that's what we're talking about today. This is a kind of an open format, open conversation. I went to the movies. Of course, I said it before, with Jordan, who's not here, and with Frankie, who hasn't been here for some time. And I watched it. It was a fun time. We had to go to South Shore. We wanted to go to Bistroplex, but apparently it's closed.
Oh.
The one like near Southridge. Very disappointed. Because South Shore is fine. It's just not like fine. I don't feel like I'm having a great, like a bougie. I want to go to the movies and have a bougie movie experience.
I want to recline and my seat be heated.
Yeah, like I want you to bring me the pizza. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I done paid you like $50 already.
They do bring you the food at that one. They do bring you the food at that one.
Yeah. It's like front door service. I don't know, but no, you was gonna say something?
I was gonna say it's like when you used to watch a movie in class and they come around with the napkin with the popcorn on it. We didn't know we were being groomed for the movies,
Oh my God.
Like I don't even sneak nothing in the movies no more. Cause you go there, I'm like, man, but they got this and that. They got ice cream.
My friends always make me care because I always got like a big bag, and I'm the one stuck bringing stuff into the movie theater. And I'm like the rule follower, so I'm always so uncomfortable, and I always look suspicious.
They be like,
we're gonna get caught. We're gonna get caught.
They be like, can we get your ticket? I don't got nothing in my bag. I just asked for your ticket.
When Mayfair first started having the age stuff, and
I used to get carded all the time.
She was 19.
All
Lisa
the
was 18.
time.
Their friend was like 20, 21, and I'm like 26, 27. And somehow they get carded. Kris looks like she was doing something wrong. Just because the sign said
that, and I look young too. So like I still will get carded when I go like out to drink and stuff. Because they look at me like, are you 21? And I'm like, clearly I am. Clearly I am.
Like she's 17, but she
I
drinks
do
like
not.
a 50-year-old Irish man.
Shut up.
I was at the where was that? The grocery store or something the other day, and it's bad for me the other way, and I went.
Okay.
They like
They just thinking.
I was at the check. Well, I was at the checkout, and like, oh, can I get your ID? I'm like, yeah. Are you good? I'm like, bro, you didn't even look at it. Like,
he's like, oh, I know you all this shit. You good?
like, I see the gray hairs of your beard, bruh. This is cool.
No, I get they look at my ID and they look at me, and my ID photo is busted as shit, and so I'm always like, please just think I'm old. Damn, I'm so sick of taking that bitch out.
I don't get carded anymore. I used to. But
I get carded. Anywhere you can get carded, I get carded. But I feel like I clearly look over 21. I feel like I'm being trolled by the world. Is what's happening.
You always look like you're doing something wrong, though.
Right.
What 20-year-old do you know? No. I refuse to believe I look that young.
You
I
look
refuse.
like you're not supposed to be in places because you're uncomfortable in public spaces.
I mean,
look like
yes.
You're not supposed to be there.
Exceedingly uncomfortable.
So that's
the
a
more
suspicious
people,
one.
the more uncomfortable.
Nah,
I'm borderline agoraphobic.
I'm
Agoraphobic? Whatever it is. I don't like
I've never heard agoraphobic, but for me, the movies are a place I feel comfortable at. I go in. I remember going once. And I promise I'll get to what y'all came to see. But I know y'all love all this conversation, so don't even trip. I remember I went to the movies with my dad. My dad's like, hey, let's go to the movies. I don't know. We went to see like some action movie. It's my dad. Like some really action-packed movie. And we like 30 minutes into the movie. What's my dad doing? Recline, knocked out, snoring. I'm like, Dad.
How?
Dad. Huh? Like, Dad, you good? Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm good. Falls back asleep. I'm like, he didn't see the whole movie. And the movie was a good movie, too. I don't remember what it was. But anyways.
Was it good?
Mugen Train.
Oh, no. I wanted to ask you about how your theater experience was.
Oh, well.
Is this your first time back?
It's my first time back since the pandemic. And that's why I was kind of just, it was cool that I got to go with Jordan and Frankie. But it was kind of like also, it was a Monday night. So it was like nobody there, but it was weird because
it's my dream. We're going to the movies, like near the end pandemic type thing or whatever.
Hey, we lit,
Wow.
we lit, we
No, so it's an introvert's dream. There's nobody there. There's no one there, and no one can sit next to you. How beautiful is that?
It's cool until it's certain movies. This isn't, well, maybe this is one of them. There are certain movies where it can be trashed without a crowd. Like there are certain movies that have a lot of comedic cues. Like this was cool. This movie was cool to see in the theaters because it was a couple other people there, and you're only here if you saw the anime or read the manga. Yeah. And so like there's just some goofy parts. What's my man's name? Blonde hair guy.
Zenetsu.
Yeah, Zenetsu is just doing Zenetsu things and Inosuke?
Yeah.
Is doing his pig things, and it's you get in the context of a crowd because everybody's like, oh, okay, we know they do dumb stuff all the time. But I think all that to say is it was fine. I think I don't mind a small theater, but I think it wasn't like, I didn't feel like the red carpet was rolled out for me like I wanted it to be. But I think that, it felt good. It felt all right. You still got to wear your mask in the movies. Yeah. Which is kind of funny because I'm like, well, ain't nobody talking like that in the theaters anyways. You go in and you just it's like, you're not trying to like start social hour when you in the theater. Well, back in the day, I felt like folks did, like having whole conversations and stuff. Y'all remember? Okay. I ain't gonna even go that far.
I hate that, but also I do talk during movies.
You do.
I'm like the running commentary person where like something will happen and I'll be like, I'll like just lean over to you and say like,
are you telling me she don't see that?
Shit.
She don't. Oh.
Well, and even when Hakeem was here, we were talking about when we went to go see the My Hero movie.
Yeah.
And like at the end of the film, at the end when all the stuff is happening at the ending that I hated, and I was like, what the fuck? Like sitting in my seat, like just like said it out loud. And I didn't say it loudly out loud, but I am the type of person that'll see something and be like, she about to do some bullshit, ain't she? Damn. And then like Malcolm's usually sitting next to me. He's like, shut up. But then you do it too, though, I feel like. Sometimes. I feel like you do it sometimes. Shut up. You do not.
I do.
You don't.
No, you know what? And I'll move on. You know what I hate is when people ask you questions like you got more information than them. We watching the same movie. We know the same information. We have the same amount of knowledge about this movie.
What
you better
I want
use your
is
logic.
for you to speculate with me. I'm not looking for answers. I want you to speculate with me. What do you think's gonna happen next? I think this is gonna happen next. Your thoughts? And usually they're like, I don't know. Movies aren't fun without the guessing part. Maybe that's just me though. I always am like, I want to. No, I always want to get. I always want to get to the ending before the story does, so I can be right. Like I was about Attack on Titan. Sorry.
Lord have mercy. Get out of this area before you spoil it.
I am glowing this week. Go on.
So the interesting thing about this movie though is that, so like you have this we had that they utilize this 3D for like their environment or some action stuff, and then they have like mostly 2D. And I know you're not a fan of it, but I will say in the theaters, like there are certain spoilers, guys, spoiler alert, because it still is, I guess, new-ish. There are certain parts, like there's a scene where, Lord, why am I blanking now? Main character.
Oh, Tanjiro.
Tanjiro. They're in a
Inosuke and always say his name wrong.
Oh my, right, which is amazing. They did that in this. I like how they carried that into the movie. Yeah. But there's a part where they're in his dream, right? Because they get put to sleep by, I don't know what to call this guy. The train blob. I don't know what to call him. Just pretty much. And he anyways, that's what he pretty much is.
I mean, yeah.
After a while, I was like, what am I supposed to call this dude? Anyways, they're in a part in his dream, and they utilize the 3D for the snow. And you in the theaters, you appreciate it. I think like at home, I'd have been like, this look a little cringy-ish. Like, I don't know what they're trying to do. Or it just looks a little off, but I appreciated it in theaters, seeing like 3D stuff or whatnot. But I guess thoughts. I guess I'll start.
I mean, we all know how much I hate CGI. And the movie wasn't the 10 out of 10 everybody said it was for me.
97 Rotten Tomatoes.
Because of the CGI.
Wow.
Specifically, Goo Train was too much for me.
Goo Train. I like that one better.
It was too much. I was like, I can't stand to look at this right now. I'm going to, because I like the overall story of Demon Slayer.
Right.
And that particular arc, I think, was a very interesting tonal shift that the author decided to take. So I was interested to see how they were gonna like portray it, and they stayed pretty true to the manga.
Right.
But
yeah, that's what I was getting at earlier.
Everything else was beautiful. That was not.
It was a little wonky. I think it was when he was like I didn't
like the train at all. Like even when they pull away and stuff, like I was like, I don't like it. I don't like.
Yeah, when he was in full physical form and they had like that first head to head, I was like, all right, I appreciate this. Like this is like typical Demon Slayer fight stuff. There's a couple things I didn't like. One, I did like the goo train. I like that better. The flubber train was like
the blob.
It wasn't what I like. What I didn't like as well is that his story was his backstory was trash.
The demons.
Yeah, like the goo train. His backstory was completely trash. There was no reason for. Well, they give us context. They've given us context for every single demon that he's ever fought.
Yeah.
In every episode ever.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, I want to be powerful. So.
Well, I mean, the
dang,
thing
I
with
was
his,
going to be
though,
more.
is his story kind of starts back when he gets that extra boost of power
Yeah.
from Michael Jackson. So, Mike cross-dressed at the moment.
Right.
But he gets that extra, like, so that kind of like power-seeking stuff starts. So, because he has like a bit of his story before the movie happens,
Right.
I don't hate that too much. But I agree with you that he is one of the few demons that Tanjiro comes in contact with where there's no kind of context. He's not the type of demon that Tanjiro is going to be like praying for.
Right.
In the way that he does for all of the other ones up to that point.
Right.
And I think even this demon is reprehensible to him so much. So like he doesn't even bother.
At all.
He don't even bother praying for this one.
Even as they're attempting to kill him after they get out of the dream state, because I'll say, like, I didn't hate the dream state stuff. I just it didn't do a whole lot for me.
Yeah.
I think they were just trying to tug on the heartstrings, and they was trying to. They added those bits of humor for my man, Zenitsu.
Yeah.
Like all his parts was fire because he always has.
He did come off. Did you watch it subbed or dubbed?
So we had watched it.
Okay. So I think that Zenitsu comes off more funny than annoying in this movie.
Yes.
And part of it is because Beast Boy is more Inosuke, Best Boy, is more like the fish out of water in this one. He thinks, and then he's like, oh, I was right. This is a monster. We gotta beat the monster, because he thinks the train is a beast.
Right.
And like you have that whole like funny thing in the beginning or whatever, but there's this moment of the story doesn't dwell on Zenitsu's like downside, and he sleep half the time, so he's able to be OP.
There's a part in there where they all have the people who are trying to destroy their soul cores, and there's a part where the guy who just tried to destroy his, he hops at his and it's pitch black.
Oh, yeah. He was like, "Why are you here? You're not Nezuko with the scissors."
So it's like a mini horror movie or whatever. Which
he's like, why him and I think Inosuke were both like, well, no, it was just him. He was like, why are you in your own subconscious?
Right.
Like, why are you here? You supposed to be in your dream. Why are you in both places?
Right.
Which is one of those things which I'm like, this one of the things, right? Because he's fucking has DID basically.
Right.
Which is interesting. Like I'm like, why? And I feel like they never really go into that bit.
Right.
As much as I maybe would have wanted them to, and I don't know if that's just because the author didn't have time or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, I'm like, oh, that totally makes sense that he exists in both his conscious and unconscious mind, because he switches when he's freaking out.
Right. He even does it in the movie.
Yeah.
Another part I appreciated. Well, I guess I'll say, like, one part I appreciated too was that before I get to like the main reason I appreciate this entire movie, and then we go to a ranking. The thing that I appreciate is they also don't spend a lot of time on his sister either. Tanjiro's sister, and because like that she's the reason why he wasn't going to get accepted by the group, and she's the anomaly and all this other stuff. But they kind of just use her as like just another side character. Like they cleared away.
She's the only person awake.
Right, she's the only person awake, and then that's like she doesn't do anything notable, which I wasn't mad at, because I felt like if they tried to make her bigger than that, it would have, for me, it'd have been a little annoying. I know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you love the sister or not. Sister in a box.
I'm not into the old. What is she like? Considered like an emoto type thing, where it's like she's cute but she doesn't talk.
Right. I don't.
I'm not really into that anyway, so I don't mind. She's adorable. Oh, she's so adorable.
Yeah.
But
But she's like an object almost.
yeah, she's
An odd
like
way.
a doll. The
Yeah.
whole thing. She's just kind of a doll. And Shonen doesn't always do female characters very well anyway. So there's that.
The creepy Japanese
Talking
dudes.
to you, Naruto. Anyway, no, but I think I'm trying to. I agree with you. Like, I think that they didn't spend, and part of it is because they spent a lot of time on Rengoku,
My man.
which I remember because half of his name is Goku. I'm not proud to say that, but it's the truth. So they like, even with the dream thing where it's like the heartstring stuff
Yeah.
or whatever, because he is literally a flash in the story, they have to.
They
Like,
good, they do a good job.
otherwise you're kind of like, okay, he just showed up and he died, and I don't understand why anyone's crying.
We're sorry, you weren't gonna say.
Like,
Did you say
crying,
anything?
you're crying.
I didn't watch it, so.
Okay, no, I just want. I didn't want to cut. Like, I thought you were gonna say something before, but I think that
Any questions? No, it's fine.
no, because I thought when you were talking, I thought you were
Yeah.
gonna say something. But so this is what I love about this movie. I don't like the Goo Train stuff,
Yeah.
right?
no,
But
not at all.
Goo Train gets killed. You know what happens? Top tier demon comes right
Yo,
away. I was like, what? Hold on.
I remember
I
reading
thought it was
that
over.
and being like, who the fuck is what the fuck is happening? Oh my God.
He's the
Like,
he's the
just
Jujutsu
page
Kaisen
after
demon.
page.
Just, you know what I mean? He's the
He
they
does
looked
look
almost
like-
the same.
He does look like him. Hilarious. That demon's power is OP.
Yeah,
as
without a doubt.
fuck. I mean, the demon was throwing hands,
Yeah.
and I was kind of like, I mean, it's not like he won that fight
He wasn't like
fair
there's
and square.
they get right to it, right. They set up Rengoku's whole story, which I love. I like this story. I think his story is I appreciated his story. His dad was let's just say his dad was pretty. It's almost like, I imagine it's like a veteran coming home from war, and his son looking up to the veteran, being like, I'm gonna be like you, so I'm gonna go into the army. And he's like, yo, but you don't understand everything I've seen. Like, I am trauma. Like, his dad is like, that's PTSD. Like, at a higher level almost, because he is not doing anything. He's laying around.
Right. It is almost like mixed with a little bit of depression, because his thing is like, I couldn't be anything significant, so you're also never gonna be anything significant.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, leave.
Right. And it's like projecting that onto him. And what I like, though, is that instead of Rengoku internalizing that and maybe even being an entirely different character, he's like, you know what? I gotta be here for a little bro.
Right.
Like, I know dad is like a bum now, and that's okay. He tells his brother straight up, like,
Yes,
yo,
I love that he didn't lie to his brother.
yeah,
That
he's like,
says
look,
so
I'm gonna be
much
honest
about
with
him.
you. Our dad ain't really much, but I got you. Like, I'm gonna hold you down. I'm gonna be the role model.
His mom
and-
at the end.
Yo, oh my lord.
Oh,
but-
that hit different.
Yeah, I in the theater, I heard a lot of people doing it, like just not the cry, but like the almost cry.
Yeah.
And so when they set all that up for the fight, and that's what I was telling you earlier. That's when you go to the theaters, you pay the $12. I don't know where you go to theaters.
Some people are like $12.
That's how much it costs on Monday night. If you go on Tuesday night at Marcus Theaters, $5.
It's
But
$5.
but my friend,
$5 and a free
and
little
that's
baby popcorn.
I mostly only go on Tuesdays. My friends were only available on Monday. No, I'm not dissing y'all. I'm just saying I like to spend extra money
rich
for no
niggas,
reason.
They don't have no respect. No respect.
I was like, bro, you get the free popcorn for the $5. Come on, man. And now I got money to split my pizza. Come on. Anyways, economic decisions you make at the movies, but like, you go to the movies, you pay the money to see this fight,
Yeah.
and they spend a decent amount of time on it. You see each of these guys leveling up so much,
Yeah.
and then at that end part where Rengoku pretty much done, he's done. You like, you got your heart and my soul, bro. Like it don't look good. And at that point, still pouring all that he has out for that, just to. And I think I appreciated it. I appreciated the movie so much for that moment.
Yeah.
So I'll say, I didn't like the train. I was okay with the dreams. I loved the backstories of most of them. I didn't really need to see Zenitsu's backstory again. Like, your parents or not Zenitsu, Tanjiro's story again. Like, okay, we get it.
I do love maybe I'm weird. I don't know. I do love the idea that it's like his consciousness of his sister outside of this realm kind of gave him that like something's not right here thing. But I love that he has to get to the point where he has so much conviction and trust kind of in himself that he like beheads himself.
Right.
And not only that, but he has to kill himself over and over and over and over and over again throughout that entire fight.
He's a masochist.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like once the demon realizes what he's doing, he realizes how insane it is. Or when he gets confused and Inosuke has to stop him from.
He's
killing
like, bro,
himself.
this real life.
Like,
stop.
no, right.
Chill.
Oh man. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then like the nightmare, obviously waking him up right away because he's like, don't ever disrespect my family
we was
like
in
that.
everybody. That's another moment in the theater. My parents would never say that. He's like, you right. Your parents love you, man.
The only part that got me close to crying was right after Rengoku dies.
Yeah.
And Tanjiro has his little speech right before Inosuke kind of interrupts his self-loathing. That moment, I was like starting to tear up. And Inosuke took me out of it.
Yeah.
Which I was like, I don't know if that's good or bad.
Yeah.
Because Zenitsu has the like, you're crying, and Inosuke has that, I'm not crying, you're crying kind of moment.
Right.
And it's just kind of, yeah.
Yeah, and before we rank, because we need to wrap.
Oh, and he wasn't wrong shouting into that forest. I was like, you're not wrong. But also, you learn later that demon was going to win that fight no matter what.
Yeah. So here's my thing, right? Tanjiro is my issue is still my issue that I had when we first talked about this show. Is, don't get me wrong, I think he's experienced the point where I am powerless.
Yeah.
The grand scheme of things is I think so. The way I compare this to Bleach, right? Bleach, the anime there's a certain level where the main character, Ichigo, he knows he has power, but then there's like these squad captains, they next level.
Yeah.
And then on the other end, there's these Espada, and they're like the evil kind of counterparts. And he gets to a point where he realizes, I've not trained for this. Like, I have a little power, and I have like raw power, and it's good. I'm not at that level. These guys have like concentrated their power to using all their special abilities and stuff like that at will in fights, and they're able to endure. Like these guys have went to war, right? And I think my thing with, I don't know, I understand the movie for respecting Rengoku, but at the same time, I need to catch up a little bit further. And I know what happens to Tanjiro. But in this movie, I'm like, this is so weak, dog. Like, he's still so weak. Like, I'm tired of him being just the weakling that cry. If you watch it in sub, he gets that same cry every time. Like, when he, after the rain, go, ooh, and I'm like, dog, why are you so weak, bro? Like, I just want you to, like, be like, I want you to surprise me.
How frozen Inosuke was, everybody was mad at Inosuke.
Oh, my gosh. And he was like, he's like,
They was like, wow, nigga, you the only person still like able to move and shit.
Right.
And you ain't
He's like-
you ain't did shit.
He's like-
Tanjiro over here trying to stand up and shit,
He's
trying
like,
to go help.
but I'm gonna die if I move. And then those guys like, dude, I can't even see them moving.
Right.
This ain't my fight.
He
This
said,
ain't
I'm
it.
gonna stay my ass right the fuck here.
I'm just gonna get it this way.
He was like, I don't want no smoke
At all.
Not nothing. Not a vape.
And I appreciate it. And we can go to rankings after this. I appreciated that because, for him, he knows his limits.
Yeah.
He knows. All right.
Well, and that's the first time, really, I feel in the series so far where he kind of has to have this moment of like, oh, I ain't shit kind of thing. It's like he's always competing with everybody, and I'm strong, I'm powerful. I've worked myself up to this point, and he sees this fight, and he's like, oh, I have so much longer to go. And you could tell how inspired Inosuke was by Rengoku.
Yeah.
It's almost one of those things where it's like if you get it, like you get like him being the most torn up about it.
Yeah.
Where it's like, no, he was legit. Like, you know, this was gonna be his dude.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So I mean, and to say that, like, I think Rengoku was he's a really good character, man. Like I know why he had to die, but like I would have been very interested to see him take that Yoda role, or like that kind of, or that Obi-Wan role more so, like for them and what could have happened. But I respected author for building it up, taking them out so that they can be inspired and also realize there's levels. You're not where you want to. You're not there yet. Cause like, anyways.
I thought it was interesting too that Zara, and I'm gonna let you get to ranking, I promise. But with how they decided to start this, because I don't remember that being in the manga. Him kind of walking
randomly
through he's walking through the cemetery, just stating the names of all his children that have died. And I was like, this really obviously it's foretelling kind of what's about to happen. Yeah. But it's also like it was just kind of a strange beginning to it, and then you also, you know, like they foreshadow about his own health situation or whatever too. Right. But yeah, I was like, I don't remember that being in the manga, but it was like an interesting like foretelling that for them to do, especially when you see then people that didn't read it that are watching it. A lot of people, I won't say a lot of people, but there were some people that were mad that not only that Rengoku dies, but that he doesn't defeat the demon. Right. Yeah. And they're kind of like, what? That's bullshit kind of thing. And I was like, no, that's good ass storytelling is what that is.
Because what ended up happening in the end is that everybody realizes, oh, wait, he couldn't beat the higher ranking demon? Mm-hmm.
So you realize everybody's got so much more to go because he's like the pinnacle of what Hashira is at the moment.
Which I guess you would call, what was those?
And he can't beat number 5.
Right.
He can't beat number 5.
Right? Like, we ain't talking MJ. We ain't talking anybody. We talking number 5.
Yeah, he can't beat number 5. So how the fuck they gonna do everybody else?
Right. Lord. Okay. Ranking time. On a scale of 10, can't use 7. What did Kwame 7 say?
Okay.
Can't use 7.
I can't.
Adjusted 6.
Adjusted 6.
I'll give this.
What are we ranking? Mugen Train.
Sorry, I rate this a Kelly Rowland.
In its natural state, like manga. Anyways.
No makeup.
Oh Lord. Satire, y'all. Humor. Not for real. Ranking on the scale of 10, what are you giving it?
I am resting somewhere between an 8 and a 9. And I know people are going to be mad at me about it. But I am. I'm between an 8 and 9.
That is interesting.
So
part of it.
5 Negro?
Shut up, Malcolm. So part of it's the goo train. I could even forgive the train and the snow and the trees because they looked beautiful. Like, I always call it UFO table because this is how it's spelled. UFO table did an immaculate job animating this. Everything's beautiful. Everything is absolutely beautiful. I just don't like CGI, and I can't get over it. And the goo train was too much. That bit, the goo train actually was like, this looks ugly, and I know everything else has been absolutely beautiful, and maybe I'm gonna get slandered about this, but the goo train was ugly. So it points off for goo train. But yeah, I feel like everything else was good. I don't know, because this obviously is in the conversation along with stuff like Spirited Away and stuff, because of how much money it's making, which I think underestimates the kind of market setup this movie had in comparison to Spirited Away. So I don't think thing.
No, the Spirited Away it lived on its own. Well, anyways.
Right. So I was like, I don't think it gets to be introduced into this conversation just because it made a lot of money. Right. In the same way that I'm like, you don't get to say that it's usurping One Piece's throne because it sold a lot of copies in that moment. There's something to be said about longevity. Also, something to be said about
understatement.
Right. But there's also something to be said about like being able to overcome obscurity, the way Spirited Away did. So I'm like, I don't think this gets to be in that conversation, but it was a very, 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 very good movie. So yeah, 8.5 or 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I'll give it a 7, but it's not because it's solely on the goo train. Yeah, that's the only reason I give it a 7.
You're knocking it much more than me, and I think I hate it more than you.
I think the problem is the goo train is like 70% of the movie.
It is.
The fight that the Rengoku fight is 30% of the movie, and it's some of the best moments. I'm like, yo, but did he just do that? Like, I think
is his fist through his back?
Right. I'm like, he got his soul in his hands. I don't understand. How is he alive? Like those moments, I think.
And what did he do? Flex his stomach muscles to keep his fist in
That's
there?
like, those are like Dragon Ball Z moments for me. Like when I watch I think the Dragon Ball Z storytelling is terrible, but their fights are top tier, and it reminded me of that. Of like, yo, this is like Goku Cell. Like, I can't believe this is happening right now. Like, how is he gonna beat him? Or Gohan Cell, depending on which episode you watch. But like, it's like, for me, I think the story is told well. Side characters didn't get in the way. Humor was like, it was enough humor to sustain through. So the humor was enough for me to get past Goo Train, because I was like, the humor that Inosuke and Zenitsu had.
Yeah, I liked Zenitsu and oh my gosh,
you mean when she was
baby girls talking? Little fighting.
Yeah,
when they were fighting together on the train.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, that was cute.
I thought that was funny. And it was cute. And so all I like to say is great animating, great lead up, great really good decision in taking out like an extremely powerful character. I respect any animator that's like, you love this guy? Cool. Kill him. Like, I respect that so much. That's like,
fuck your feelings, audience.
Right, we talked about Attack on Titan that has that same energy of like, oh, you love him? Dead. Turned into a Titan. Like,
I feel like they don't do it as much as like a Game of Thrones did in the beginning. Like even
Game of Thrones got a little heavy-handed.
But like Attack on Titan, they definitely kill people that you like and love, especially in their last season.
Right.
But they don't ever really kill anybody that's central.
Yeah, in this one, I feel like
this one they killed
was a little more central.
Yeah, they killed the guy that everybody. Like, this movie, when it starts, and even the arc when that it starts, you're kind of like, oh, this guy's the guy. Even before that point, when they're arguing about his little sister and like whether or not she should be allowed to live,
right?
And that nigga stabbed her,
which I thought was funny too. That's what was funny, is watching him in this movie, and I read that through the manga, and I was like, this guy was like, this is a different guy. Like, and I get why or whatever, but
anyways. So, but it's like he's set up to be like he's the best of the Hashira, and he wants to train them now. That's so cool. And oh, look at him, he woke himself up because he has such strong will, and like, you know, he's chopping up stuff. I'll take all 5 of these cars myself. So he like seems OP as hell, and you're like, okay, this nigga gonna like go off.
Yeah, I thought it was funny
he's
that
like Samuel Jackson and Deep Blue Sea.
that's essentially what happened, right? He inspired everybody, and we're gonna get off this thing, and boom, that's exactly kind of like it's like.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I think
I didn't even watch it like that.
The funny moment I thought with him was like when he walked out, and this will end my rating, is when he woke up out of nowhere choking the kid.
Oh my God.
Like,
well, he wasn't even awake yet. Yeah.
He was just sleepwalking.
He was like,
choking, like
oh, shit.
And then
kid was like, the fuck is wrong with this man?
And then everybody starts waking up, and he's still choking his kid.
It's just
Tashiro wakes up, he looks at him, he's like, oh, that's weird. He goes about his business.
Oh, poor little his subconscious be making the boy cry because it was so beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was amazing.
So I'm gonna tell you this part. It's spoiler. So the demon makes everyone fall asleep, and they're gonna be like killed in their dreams. He's gonna kill everybody on the train
and take their powers. No, not
no.
take their powers.
He won't eat them.
He's killing everybody.
Yeah. So
he's Freddy Krueger.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So Freddy Krueger demon put everybody to sleep, and so he puts in particular he attaches these kids that he's depriving sleep from to the demon slayers so that they can kill their like core that's in like lying in their subconscious. But they have to get there through their dream. They have to go to the edge of the dream, leave the dream into the subconscious to kill their little core thing. In Tanjiro's subconscious, there are little sprites, little him looking like sprites, just frolicking around. And it's this big, open, beautiful, just blue, clear space.
Right.
For miles. Well, for eons, for all of eternity.
So sky?
Shut up, Malcolm. So the what happens is the sprites start like frolicking around this boy that's trying to kill Tanjiro, or at least make him brain dead, and they take his hand and lead him to his core. And the boy is confused, like,
no resistance.
What the hell? Why would you take me here? He was like, y'all know I'm gonna kill it. And the sprites are like, mm-hmm. He was like, so you just took me here because I wanted to be here? And they're like, mm-hmm. And like that was so pure hearted to him after the big evil he was gonna do, that he just starts like bawling, crying. And he's got like a terminal tuberculosis, like he's about to die, and he just wants to die sleeping peacefully.
Right.
But something about the calm of his subconscious just like healed his soul or whatever. But it's like this very sweet little moment. But why a 7?
Again, the Goo Train. So the same reason that
because the Goo Train took so much of the movie.
And because when the Goo Train manifests, it's just dumb. It's
it is dumb.
So we're fighting a train.
And like when when Rui cut his own head off. Yeah. And you're like, what? They can do that? Is that in the rules? Somebody read the rule book.
Because you kill a demon, you decapitate a demon, he dies.
Listen,
that's just
what do you mean you integrated your body with the train?
That's what I'm saying.
And what's crazy, that doesn't happen again. Fortunately.
Yeah.
But, spoiler, sorry.
Nobody else needs to do that.
But also, what rules were there that you could do that you could become a Goo Train? That doesn't make sense.
Only people that are able to do stuff like that is Cell in Dragon Ball Z, when he's original Cell, and he escapes with a little alien, or not alien, a little Cellian body, and turns into perfect. He's the only person that can do that. I'm not trying to see anybody else.
And he can do that
I am
because
the
nothing
train.
else in Dragon Ball Z makes sense. So
at all,
it's allowable.
It all makes sense.
No, so but that's my 7 is in the fact that and then they're fighting a Goo Train. They're literally slashing the train.
It's like, oh yeah. The whole idea of decapitating a train is dumb.
We gotta find the train's neck.
Look at you
What?
making it a solid 8.5 instead of a 9. What? Well, yeah, it ends up being that part of the car. They're like, whoa, where's the head?
Where's it gonna be at?
Could you imagine,
Oh,
the head
could you imagine slicing the face off of Thomas the Tank Engine?
that's
I can't. Now I want somebody to do that edit. I want someone to edit it.
But that's what it felt like for me. Like they need to edit that. But that's what it felt like
He
for
makes a
me.
little frozen face like.
I hate you.
But that's what it felt like. And I think, again, that's my 7 rests in that alone. But everything else, it's beautifully told, beautifully animated. Yeah, I got not much else to say on it. Any final thoughts?
No, go watch it.
Go watch it.
Yeah,
It's a good
go watch it.
like
Watch
that's
Demon
directed at me.
Slayer.
Go watch
I
it.
am looking at you, aren't I? Yeah.
Ooh.
No, go watch it. I mean, read like all of it.
On
like,
Tuesday at
read
Marcus
it-
Theater.
Right, for $5.
$5.
To get
If you
your
got
free
Marcus
baby
Theater in your
popcorn.
area. Unless you live in like the UK, because we got like some Lithuanian UK folk.
Yeah,
that
who is
listen.
listening to a Lithuanian
Doesn't
listener?
matter who it is. It doesn't matter if they
I don't-
can listen.
Thanks for the support.
Yeah, but also, who are you? How'd you get here? How'd you even find us?
The internet is international.
You know it is international.
Yeah, I be throwing in some Reddit too, which is great. But anyways.
Oh,
Yeah.
but no, yeah. Watch Demon Slayer. Watch the first season.
Yeah.
Watch the movie. Read the manga all the way up until the end. You don't need to read the end of the manga. I'm really looking forward to how they're gonna not do the ending in this. It's the one time where I'm like, yeah, change it. It's fine. Like every other time I'm like, stick to the script.
Yeah.
And this time I'm kind of like, y'all can riff. It'll be all right. It's allowable. Just don't riff until the end.
Right. Awesome. Well, hey guys, that's our time. We probably like at an hour 40 or something crazy like that.
We have long
No, it's
episodes
hour-
nowadays.
6.
Hour
Ooh,
6.
look
Oh,
at us.
look at
So
us.
it's Jordan's fault.
Yeah, that's probably the pre-show talk. But other than that, stay colorful, guys. Peace.